Hello, folks. We also got a new Ironheart trailer a couple of days ago, and it's got people pumped up. It looks really good too. CGI again looks a lot better than what it was initially released for not for the first trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago, but the trailer that was like launched a couple of months ago, or like the little tidbit that they showed. CGI looks good. The idea of combining magic and machinery, that looks like a lot of fun. People are super excited about that. I'm super excited. It looks very, very interesting, and I'm ready to see how um, they kind of use that and how that plays out as well. So that looks really good. I guess what I really want to talk about here is today is the marketing styles that I've noticed differently. And I'm going to take like three examples, which one will be Ironheart, one will be Fantastic Four, and the other one will be Superman. And the difference in how they market themselves, and like and the impact it has, really, to be quite honest. Again, my reaction to the Ironheart trailer looks fantastic. I think everyone should definitely give it a shot. Again, it's Ryan Coogler, guys. I don't think it'll be a miss. I think it will be a hit. Maybe not the way you want it to be. So please do go watch it, support Ryan and everything, and and most importantly, just support these actors. They have nothing to do with this, right? Like they're just doing their job. So let them know. Let them, show them some love. They're good people at the end of the day, too, right? But back to the point of the marketing and stuff, like you you see Ironheart where it's barely getting any marketing. I think they've only released two trailers. I haven't seen any of those like quirky interviews or anything of that sort come out like how they've done for the movies and previous shows. No sort of like this versus that situation. Nothing. Literally nothing. And it's kind of sad to see because I feel like if they did do those small little things that are, for Instagram, for TikTok and stuff like that, the word would get out way, way more. I think a lot more people would know that the show is coming out. But like, just look at this one trailer that they released, and the hype on the internet is pretty big. People are looking to forward to watching this show, and it shows that if you just market it correctly, things could happen. Like this has very minimal marketing and is making such a huge impact. Just imagine if they actually invested a little bit more time to it. And then you have Fantastic Four, which is having like literally has zero marketing besides the little Twitter tidbits that they do every Sunday for dinner, and that's about it. I haven't seen anything. The trailer, there was that one trailer that was released just a few days ago, and that was it. Ticket sales crash, which is great, but I don't think you can just live off of ticket sales. I know the movie is still a month away. It is due at the end of July, but you can start now. Like, there's no issue with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope my assumption is they will start at the end of the month and then they'll just go, starting from the end of June and all the way right up to July, they're going to market the shit out of this film. I know currently Pedro is on some sort of tour, or he is right now working hard to market the film or working on the marketing because he's not marketing his other film that's coming out with Dakota Johnson and Chris Evans, which I also heard is 91% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I heard it's like a rom com for the ages, and well, not for the ages, but it's like an old school rom com, and it's just fun to watch. So do go watch that again. Hopefully, that's good as well. Um, Again, I don't know why they're waiting. I feel like now is the time. Capture the moment. Get it going. There has been subtle marketing. I know with the NBA Finals, Fantastic Four has been doing some marketing with it, but again, that's literally all I've seen. I haven't seen anything else, and I feel like you need to ramp it up. You want this movie to do well because Thunderbolts didn't do as well in terms of money wise, but audience loved it. It's just, unfortunately, at the end of the day, for these companies, it's about money, right? So if you want to make the money, you got to invest the money. That's the reality. And then you have Superman that's going full force. Like, they just released a trailer today. They're, working. They have like a bunch of these magazine shoots. They're releasing all of this promo. They just released a promo yesterday about them doing tug of war with crypto, the whole cast, crew, director, everything. Um, they're putting in what I would say a lot of effort, and I know why, because the truth is Warner Brothers needs to, right? They need to redeem themselves for what happened with the Snyderverse, and at the end of the day, it's working. It's getting people's attention. People are more interested about Superman now. The new trailer that I just watched, I did reaction. All I'm going to say, it was great. So it's working. And I know James Gunn tweeted that they're going to go full force in the next month and a half or whatever they have left before the movie releases. And I think it's only literally less than a month. Actually, I think today, starting today, less than a month, 1 month away. So people should get excited, and that's how you should do it, right? I guess you could do it in the last month, but if you're teasing throughout the period of time before the movie comes out, like how they've been teasing us for the last few months, it builds the hype. So when you release a big trailer like this, people are even more excited. People are like, "Wow, this looks really good." And then when you, release those little marketing materials and stuff like that, people are even more curious as to know what's going on. And I think they're doing it properly. So huge W on the marketing team for that. But yeah, I just feel like these are the three types of marketing we've been recently getting, where there's like minimal marketing, and then there's like kind of no marketing, and then there's like full force marketing. And I think what we need to do is we need to go back to full force marketing. Unfortunately, we don't live in the time of cable where marketing was everything, right? When we had cable growing up, I would turn on the TV, I'd watch a show, and then for those 30 seconds when ads were playing, there was like the McDonald's collaboration, the Burger King collaboration, come see this movie and get a toy, whatever, all of that stuff. I even saw that on Instagram now for How to Train Your Dragon, the remake. And I thought that was great. Because the truth is, people live on social media, and that's where they should be targeting people. I agree 100%. But you need to be doing those collaborations at the end of the day. You need to be bringing those collaborations together, right? And if it's not collaborations, it needs to be interviews. If it's not interviews, it needs to be those little cool Q&A sessions. It needs to be something, right, to get people excited. I have yet to see Pedro, um, Quinn, all of them just together, just chilling, or doing like an interview session about the movie and stuff. I'm sure they have done a few, but like I have yet to see some more in depth ones, and that's what I want. You know what I mean? Like I want to see the cast, I want to see their chemistry, I want to see how they work together. I think that's what we need. Whereas we're getting that right now with Superman. But again, maybe I'm just rushing it, and maybe I'm just a little bit worried that they're going to fall apart with the marketing, and that's why I'm thinking, okay, they're not doing it yet. But even though the movie still has about a month and a half left to go, perhaps maybe near when it's the 1 month mark, they're going to go full force, which I really hope Marvel does, and I think they need to, because the reality is that you gotta be able to market your film properly in order for people to know. What they did for Thunderbolts was fantastic, and I don't think the marketing had any issue with it. I think what it was just a lack of faith in people, and that's where it failed, right? After what happened with Captain America, again, I'm not going to say it was a disastrous movie, but it wasn't the best. I gave it a 7 out of 10. I think it could have been so much better, right? After what happened with Captain America and the disappointment it led to, I think people lost a lot of their faith in the MCU, right? We weren't getting quality level stuff, right? So, and I don't blame fans. It's true. Captain America was a letdown, and it's sad because this was, Sam Wilson's big debut, right? This was the chance for Anthony Mackie to really solidify himself as Captain America, and I think he did that, but unfortunately the impact just wasn't there. And that was just due to lack of story, whatever it was. But again, I think after that kind of mess up, Thunderbolts got affected, even though Thunderbolts by itself was a solid film and deserved way more recognition than it did, and deserved to make way more money than it did. And I think Marvel is now kind of, they're like, I don't know what to do at this point. We don't know if we should, should we really invest in it? I think you should. Fantastic Four sales have proven to you that if tickets can crash, then that means people are excited, and you need to market the shit out of this film, and you need to get people even more excited. Same thing goes for Ironheart. I know it's part of your last group of messes that you made. That's fine, but market it, give it a chance. You just never know, because there's always that underdog that just comes out of nowhere and surprises you. And I feel like Ironheart is that. Riri Williams can bring that character to life. Not only that, but she can be the heart of the story if given the opportunity to market herself correctly. And you have a phenomenal director of, behind this, Ryan Coogler, who has literally shattered box office expectations with Sinners. Why can't you give him another chance? Why not market him. Just market him alone, and you've got yourself a W probably. But again, I don't make the big bucks. I don't make the big decisions. I don't know. I could be just talking pure nonsense. Who the hell knows? It's only up to the people to decide. But yeah, so that's just my take on the marketing strategy of these films. I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think. So hopefully I'll hear from you one day, and leave me a comment. Whatever. Don't even leave me a like. Leave me a dislike. I don't even give a shit. Leave me a dislike, but leave me a comment. You don't even have to subscribe. I just want to talk. So let me know. Thanks, and have a wonderful day, guys.